Welcome to Weeks Ahead AI, where business owners learn how to use AI to save time, cut costs, and stay weeks ahead.
Welcome back to Weeks Ahead AI, where we try and stay weeks ahead of the competition and what everybody else is doing, what they know. And so hopefully we're still in that spot. We're trying our best. I'm Brad. This is Mitch and Terry with me. Good to be here again, guys.
Good morning, Brad.
Hey.
Thanks for hosting again.
Of course. Well, today we are going to talk about how your competitors are beating you with AI. So while you're sleeping, Mitch doesn't sleep much. While you're sleeping, Terry.
Yep.
Your competition is tearing
or while
you
I'm
apart.
on vacation.
Yeah, while you're on vacation, right? Your competition is tearing you apart. They're just using AI in the background to just rip you to shreds.
Yeah. I feel that sometimes, unfortunately.
Well, I don't know that there's as much of that kind of stuff going on as maybe sometimes the hype tells you that there is, but we definitely think that we know people are using it. We see people using it in different ways in their businesses, and so what we want to talk about today is some of those specific ways that we see other businesses using AI and implementing it to be more productive and to provide better, customer service, be better in their marketing, just more efficient in saving costs and all of those things. And so the idea here today, I think, is that it's less about, hey, be scared that your competition is beating you. It's just we're hoping that we spur some ideas of ways that that our listeners can think about using AI in their businesses. So let's come up with some specific things that we see people doing, and maybe that spurs some ideas.
And our commitment from episode 1 is we're going to sprinkle in very specific, products as ideas. And so we'll do some of that today too.
Good. Well, let's dive into it. I think one of the things that we see a lot of stuff and a lot of people talking about is kind of how to use AI in marketing and advertising. And so what are you seeing on that front, Mitch? What are people doing there?
I think one of the best things it's doing is AI has made just the collection of data and organization of data so much easier to get a handle on. And in the past, you really had to rely on your marketing firm to give you an answer of how you were doing. And they love to tell you have a ROAS of 12x, which is just return on ad spend, but it doesn't really tell you if you're winning. Mm-hmm. And so their answer is always spend more money, and you always wonder, what's it actually doing for me?
It's kind of like this black box that you can never solve, never completely understand. It's like this magic.
Just
right?
give me a little bit more, and maybe something cool is going to happen.
That's right.
And by the way, put your product on sale now. So I think what it can do is it can now make real-time decisions for you. And so you're going to be tracking, you can get real-time customer acquisition cost. You can get it by platform. So you can tell what's it costing you to get a customer from YouTube, from Google, from Facebook. It tracks the lifetime value of that customer as well. And so when you look at the customer acquisition cost and the lifetime value, you'll see where the best use of your money is, as opposed to just what brings in the most dollars overall. Because sometimes a ROAS number, it could be just targeting your old, they could be delivering ads to all your current customers who remember that they need to log in and order today instead of responding to an email that they were going to get tomorrow anyway. Mm-hmm. But when you're measuring customer acquisition cost to lifetime value, those ads then get targeted only to the new customers to really boost that lifetime value of new customers coming in.
So where does AI play into that? Tell me how
those changes are real time. So you can have it set to where the ads are dynamic, and it shifts your ad spend to the ads that are performing best. So if you look down and see that your customer acquisition cost for YouTube is 30% cheaper than your customer acquisition cost for Facebook or Google right now, it'll automatically shift some of your ad spend over to YouTube.
How did you do that before?
Manually. And so typically it was after collecting 3 months worth of data, and then you would look at it and see how you're doing.
Missed opportunities.
Yeah. You just hey, let's go spend the money and then we'll see how it works.
Well, how's that actually implemented though? The AI to do what you're
You'd have to create an agent that could go in there and manipulate the ad spend for you. There may be some automated tools out there now.
Yeah.
I know there's several that you can integrate into your ad platforms that give you their data as opposed to just trusting Google or just trusting Facebook, because everyone will take credit for a customer. And what it really does is give you a line of sight on who all of that customer touched before they bought your product.
So really, if there's, a lot of our listeners, maybe they don't have a marketing department, an internal marketing department, and you have a third party doing that. What questions should they ask of their current agency or whoever's doing their marketing for them to ensure that they're actually using AI as a component? Because it's a huge advantage, it sounds like, to be able to, pivot on demand.
I would probably ask them, how are you using AI to help me manage my spend? Like, I don't know if I could have worded it any better than you just did, Terry. Like, you nailed it. I think it's, you show me what you're doing to validate the customer data that you're seeing from the platforms, so that we're not just trusting it, because Facebook can make one change that gives them credit for 40% more of your traffic. And Google can do the same thing. One of the tools that I used a lot in the past was Hyros, Hyros, and it was a pretty cool tool because it plugs into all the platforms and it plugs into your website as well. And so it may give Facebook 30% credit and Google 40% credit and YouTube 20, depending if they saw a video here and then they clicked on this ad here and then they commented on a Facebook post. And so you get real allocation of what your dollars are doing for you.
Awesome.
And this, for somebody like me, like all this is kind of resonating with me, but I'd get stuck in, well, I don't, that sounds cool, but I don't know how to do that, how to make any of this actually happen. And so I think when, for folks that are listening, if you're feeling that way, we're kind of in this, I'm in the same boat. Mitch is not as much, but I'm in that same boat. But we've made connections now, and we're continue to make connections and looking for more. If you know of anyone that can help businesses and help ourselves to really implement these type of tools. Mitch is great in that. I mean, he'll just get in there and just hammer away until he figures it out. I prefer to probably skip ahead and pay someone to do it, and that's just kind of been my
smarter, not harder.
Well, I just don't know that I'll ever get it really figured out. So again, we've connected. We've had Jeff on a couple of episodes ago. For example, guys like that are out there that can help us build some of this stuff.
Well, and I think part of the goal here is to just make you think differently, right? And so you may not know how to actually execute it, but I think every time you come across a problem today, you look at it different than you did a year ago. Yeah. Because now you're looking at it through the lens of, is there an AI solution or is there an AI component that can make this, easier to solve? And that's at least how I look at problems today. Is that's immediately where I go, and I would have never done that a year ago.
Right.
Well, if you're a customer, I mean, AI is really good at math and it's really good at generative product. And if you're looking for marketing and advertising, you should either be getting 30 to 40% more content put out there, or it should be 30 to 40% more efficient.
And I think the content creation is probably a little easier, less daunting. Using it for that, that's easier for me. And I know a lot of businesses are doing that. And so again, what are people doing? We see that a lot of AI generated content. Now, some of you may say, well, it's just garbage content. And maybe to some extent it is. But content still matters right now until the game totally shifts and there's a new way of reaching these targeted people. But right now, blog posts, just posts on LinkedIn,
your website,
for example, that stuff still matters. And so using AI to help you generate that content, quicker, easier. We see that happening all the time. And that's something that I feel a lot more comfortable with and have personally used.
Yeah. Well, hey, at the end of the day, sometimes you get credit just for posting something on the platforms and keeping your users engaged. So if it's not your best work, it's still in the bucket of help.
Mm-hmm. Well, another area I see a lot of people using AI is we're starting to see more and more of the the chatbots, the AI chatbots on websites, even some standalone, chatbots that there's, what is it, moldy.ai? Is that the one we came across?
Yeah, I found that one and thought, man, that's a pretty interesting approach to it. It's just there to generate discussion and leads.
So it's basically a guy that provides mold detection testing services and whatever. We're not trying to promote his business, but if you check it out, I mean, you go on there, it's just a little avatar face of him, and it's his chatbot. And so people might be searching, do I have mold in my home, and come across, you can say it's his website, but it's really all it is a chatbot where he's kind of answering questions and then ultimately kind of pointing you back to some of the resources and products that he sells. Or
he sells supplements.
Yeah,
and it's just a great way to start a discussion with people and solve a problem, and then it's a really fantastic funnel.
And the quality of the response is
it's good.
Really good.
Yeah,
right?
No, it's good.
So I think that's probably the big difference. And I think back to getting on a website for a car dealership 3 years ago, and they have the little and it's this massive delay, and it's obvious that you're not going to get anything accomplished by.
Hi,
engaging.
how can I help you today? After 17 seconds of watching it, percolate.
And so today with some of the stuff that I've seen now, it's really good.
I mean, if you go to Benchmark Equip, those guys, you can ask them what they have, and it'll read the inventory off to them.
Yeah,
and tell you how much weight the equipment can pick up. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, some good stuff. So check out some of those things, and as you start to kind of get on websites or come across these chatbots that seem like they're, wow, this is really effective. This is useful. I'm finding value out of this. Take that example or those couple examples to someone that can help you and say, this is what I want. This feels like it can help me in my business. And so we're doing that now. Mitch is helping me. We've hired Jeff as well to do another one. We are building some chatbots. Is it like permanently the way of the future? I don't know.
How do you know if it's an AI chatbot? Like AI powered chatbot, not
right.
just
Well, I think a few years ago, chatbots, I mean, it wouldn't seem as intuitive. The answers
they're frustrating.
Yeah, they're very frustrating. It's like, am I getting anywhere? Anybody back there? How quickly can I get to a real person? With the AI chatbot, the good ones, for me, I feel like I'm actually being helped, and it's got real information. Again, I know I'm talking to it. I'm not talking to a real person, but if I'm being helped and it's providing actual answers and information and concise, information, then that's what I consider good, and I'm sticking around for it.
Terry, what about you? You like talking to people behind a chatbot, or do you like talking to AI?
You know what I would really like for AI to do? I like it to be very natural. I want it to feel like I'm interacting with a human, but I want good responses. I don't want to talk to an idiot.
So would you rather have good responses from AI or frustrating responses from a poorly trained person?
AI.
Yeah.
And I want answers. I think everybody wants like real answers. If they have to go straight to the CEO to get the answer, that's what they want. And so how can you, if you can replicate that in an AI chatbot, why wouldn't you do that?
I had an experience this last week, if you want to hear about it.
Yeah.
It wasn't even a chatbot, it was email. And I knew it was AI because I got a response in like 34 seconds, and it was a well thought out response with attachments. And then I sent another one, and it was just bang, bang, bang. And it was like, I had real problems.
Isn't there some science behind, how long you wait to respond? I mean, I think, Brad, you're in the midst of something now.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, I know just like you said, there's companies out there that are generating, automatic replies on emails, for example. I mean, that's a really low way of simple way of using AI to kind of be, again, customer service. It's about how quickly can I get back to you and stay engaged, right? Maybe it doesn't provide the best answer or the immediate answer, but if I'm staying engaged and moving towards that real solving that problem, it's good. And so, yeah, we're working on some of those auto email responses based on subject keywords. It's going to respond. If you're inquiring about a property, it's going to respond about, hey, here's the details of this property. Here's how we could schedule a showing. what other information can we answer, provide for you? But we've decided we're going to respond about 7 minutes after the email comes in.
Yeah.
Where it's not so obvious that, whoa, that was just an AI generated response. So it's like they're on their game, but they're not like immediate where it's just.
So was your problem the fact that you were getting immediate response?
I was excited because I thought this was going to be a 5-day process for me to get this
Has
product
anybody ever
returned.
told you you're slightly impatient?
Only like 4 or 5 times a day.
Okay.
Well, so
welcome to the club.
These automated way, these chat bots, again, look for ones that you think are useful and that other people are doing, and take them to send them to us. Tell us, hey, where do you think we could get something like this made, or talk to maybe it's your IT guys or your ad agency, that saying I would like some help doing this.
Brad at Weeks Ahead AI.
You can reach out to us because we have established some relationships with people that can do this stuff.
Absolutely. Love to help. So we don't think these things, I don't think these things are solving the entire problem, but they're bridging the gap and they're getting that response and getting people engaged. So what other things, Terry, what other ways do you see businesses using AI that maybe they're beating their competition by doing so?
I think about it in a business context, efficiency and cost savings. Right. And what can I do in either of those categories? And usually one leads to the other. But some examples recently, and I'll back up. If I'm a business owner, here's how I'm thinking about it today. I'm thinking about what are the, if I had to list all the problems in my business that I need to solve, you're going to filter that list down to the top 2 or 3. And then I'm going to go look for, is there an interim or an immediate AI solution that can help me solve this problem? And I think that's how I would approach it today. I think 2 or 3 years from now or a year from now, we'll think about it completely different. But today there are a lot of tools available to help you. So from an efficiency standpoint, we were engaged with a company recently where we were able to help them utilize a piece of software that they currently have. And if you think about in a construction business where you're doing takeoffs and you're doing estimates, and we were able to uncover something in this piece of software that would automate the takeoff process to a high degree of accuracy. And so we were spending 2 days to generate quotes and estimates. And we're able to do it in what, Mitch?
20 minutes.
20 minutes.
Yeah.
And so,
and they feel good about it.
It's crazy the impact that had, and we spent 2 weeks in this business, really looking, and we're able to find this, and so, that's a needle mover for this business, and I think the last time we talked to this business in the first 90 days, they think that it may have contributed $90,000.
Yeah, no, there were real savings.
So
there's another local business that we're working with that Terry's spending a lot of time with, helping kind of build out. And some of this is automation versus AI, and it kind of bleeds together a little bit. But the point is that using some of these tools to help. So in their case, they're working on an invoicing mechanism, right? Mm-hmm. The data comes in, and instead of spending maybe up to an hour and then maybe a couple of days to get it back to them, hey, here's the information I need. Once I get it, I'm generating that.
Set a trigger, automatically is generating an invoice for
or a proposal. I guess is really what's happening, right? Is a proposal that's being generated.
The proposal. You're talking about the quote tool.
Yeah, Mm-hmm.
So we're working on a quote tool that will essentially, it does 2 things. Number one is it speeds response time, but it also provides some guardrails where it's going to be much easier to train other people who don't have quite the depth of knowledge that person A has, and so it's huge, and I think we can generate 3 or 4x the number of quotes with no impact to head count or.
Man, what does 3 or 4 times the number of quotes for a business do?
Yeah, well, it depends on your closed ratio. I tell you, but no, to your point, like it's a volume. It's a volume
But in a lot of
business.
businesses, it's the first one to get the invoice out or the proposal out the door wins.
I
right?
spent a lot of time in the sign world, and then you got it in a custom sign manufacturing environment. It was 100% that way. I mean, the guy that got their quote first probably had a 70-80% chance of getting that job. So
some of that's because hey, I need this as soon as possible, and it's just easier to go with somebody that, okay, let's go. That fits in my budget. Go. Some of it also is telling to that customer what kind of what their experience is going to be like with you. In general.
Implies your response time on a
Right.
quote. That's their initial interaction with that business, and it implies how you're going to perform through the rest of the project.
This business runs well. They got me a quote fast, and then if a quote comes in that's too cheap, it's is it good enough? And if a quote comes in more expensive, then it's, well, they're gonna try and rob me.
Yeah. Don't get bogged down. I think that's what we want to really push here is don't get bogged down in some of these things that are so critical in the front end or throughout your business that are taking more time than they should, or that are just kind of annoying things that you got to get done. Like where there's tools to build around that.
Promise you, there's a solution for a pain point that you have in a business.
Yeah.
So the other things I think about are monitoring calls, and using those as training tools. If you're in a sales environment and you have the ability to record your calls and analyze those calls even in real time, because that technology is out there and available, man, that's a huge. If you can improve your close ratio for an inside sales team, or just their efficiency overall, and being able to monitor that, AI gives you the ability to do things that we couldn't monitor these things to this degree of accuracy previously. Mm-hmm. Of course, route optimization is a big thing. Automated invoicing we talked about. If you're in a manufacturing environment, just production scheduling. We've talked about Mitch before with his pet food manufacturing, and we were having a discussion yesterday how critical it was to be able to schedule downtime in production lines, and because that's
right.
real money, and so just the ability to. There's a lot of manual processes in a lot of small businesses out there, and AI can definitely help speed up that process. So efficiency leads to cost savings, and those are just a few, but we've done some of these real time.
Yeah, absolutely. What, Mitch, I think you had some other thoughts, maybe kind of more in that just launching and kind of expansion and growth of businesses. What are you seeing other companies do to kind of, with AI, to really push and drive growth?
I mean, they're getting to market faster. You don't spend as much time thinking, and anytime you spend time thinking, there's that whole thing that time kills all deals, because other people are getting into the market before you. They're getting in front of the potential customers that you want to reach before you, and they're building a business faster than you. And so I think speed to market is just tremendous. I know, in the pet food world, we had like 2 opportunities a year to go sell a product to a big retailer, and there was so much time that it took to go through the ideation of it, the quality control, the food safety mechanism, and then the overall nutrition of the product. And I know using AI, that could all be done in like 10 minutes now, because most of the time you're just waiting on someone to read it. And so you could take a product from concept to, I can make this next week pretty dang fast if you have the ingredients. I think the other thing is it just makes everything smoother, and smooth is faster. And so when you've taken out the human element of some of the disruptions that it can cause through the process, and you've automated the most of it, then everyone can just run faster.
Well, it provides some consistency.
Yeah.
Right? And consistency means running faster. If you knew that you can count on this report being there on time every time, it's just going to lead to efficiency. I have a really good example of something that we're doing in the storage business right now. So if you imagine multiple storage facilities and 3 separate softwares, So on a daily basis, we have some auto reports generated from all three softwares. Well, we're in the process right now of building something that is going to take all of those reports, put them in a spot on your OneDrive. We're teaching it to go in and extract that information, that the common information across all three reports, push it to Power BI, and we can have real-time statistics across three different platforms. And it's real time, and it's done on a daily basis. And right now, that process is very clunky for us. These reports get emailed. They have to then get saved. A separate department goes and normalizes all the data, and then we upload it once a month. And so it's very clunky. And so this should be something where everyone has a dashboard, and you can go in real time, and you can, how many move-ins yesterday? How many move-ins for these 3 properties? How many move-ins for these 10 properties? You know, and it's very granular, but it's live. And we're not there yet, but we're getting close.
That's awesome.
That's a cool way to use it. Without AI, you couldn't go extract that information across those. It's rationalizing what it's doing. It's having to think about what it's pulling out.
And I think that's consistent across so many businesses, maybe all, 100%, is that there's data in your business, about your your customers, your vendors, whatever. There's data there.
It's gold.
It's gold that most of us struggle with. What do we do with it? It's unstructured. How do we make sense of it? How do we make decisions using it? And AI is amazing at that. Now, it takes some thought and some time and some patience on the front end to build that out. Like you say, the process you're going through to build that out, it's not been simple and overnight, but it's going to lead to some amazing insight as you get it.
And just reliability too, right?
Yeah.
Just, you can go count on it. You can look at it in real time, and I love that. So, and one last thing, everything that we're talking about, I feel like is almost, it allows you to get in the game, get in the AI game with these little tools. But I feel like all of these are like Band-Aids that you're putting on problems and making them more efficient. And that's all good because that helps. I think if you zoom out really globally, what we would want to do in our businesses is how can we implement AI in our business overall as a strategy, as opposed to individual third-party, Band-Aids that are in our business. It's what's available today, and it can really make an impact. But I don't think that that's where we are a year from now. And so if you think that, hey, I use Salesforce and Salesforce has some AI tools, that's probably not the way that you ultimately think about your business, right? Because it doesn't know your business. It's embedded in a piece of software that your business uses, but that doesn't look at a holistic view. I envision it as AI needs to know everything about what goes on in my business, and that's the ultimate goal.
I read a book recently, and it's AI.
Congratulations.
First. Thank you. I read a book. AI First is the name of it. I think it's either Think AI First or it's AI First. But basically, the idea is that whatever problem, whatever you've got going on, think about AI and how you can use it to solve those problems. Think about that first, and then think through that lens and go about it that way.
I know that the first thing I used to do when I had an issue in the business, whether it was trying to solve a finance problem or a sales problem or a operational opportunity, almost first thing we did every time was go build an Excel document and start putting the numbers in so we could start seeing what would happen. And now it's like, I can't remember the last time I went to Excel first.
Yeah.
Just straight to AI, ask it a general question because it can directionally point you where you need to go. And then if you need to go build the document, you can.
Right. Or have it.
And then you kind of copy and paste it in.
Yeah, right.
Well, this isn't coming. It's not like these things are coming. It's already here, right? We're trying to figure it out. We're trying to stay those weeks ahead, right? And share those ideas with people. But if if you haven't adopted AI and you haven't said I'm jumping in, now is a really good time to do it. We're here. We want to build a community. Drop us a comment on our website, weeksahead.ai. Send us an email. Let's connect. We've got a community that we're building through this podcast and through kind of our other relationships, so we can help. We'd like to help. We look forward to those opportunities. It's just taking some small, real actionable steps. Pick an area that you want to start with. I love what you're saying, Terry. Like, think about it more globally. Like, is this going to be something I want to really do with my business, is implement AI into it? But I think if you can get a quick win or two,
it kind of gets you on the juice.
It gets you on the juice.
It gets you excited.
So think about maybe one of these areas that we've pointed out that other businesses are doing to kind of think about what you can do in your business to start implementing.
And look, we're looking to buy, invest in businesses, and kind of we're excited about what AI can do in small business. And so, if you know somebody that's looking for some help or looking for an investor or looking to sell their business, let us know that too.
And reviews and ratings are super helpful. So if you want to drop in and tell the whole world how awesome Mitch is on this podcast, that would be great. I mean, sorry, tell us how great we are on the podcast. That would be amazing.
It does help us build that community and just round out kind of more people to talk to and connect with. So we've got some exciting guests that we're planning on in future episodes. I'm really excited about that, and lots of things we're thinking about. If you've got an idea of things that you think we should talk about, shoot it over to us. We want to dive into it. So it's been another good episode, guys. Appreciate you as always, and thanks for tuning in.